Texto no presente. Megan, a courageous nurse of the American Civil War, runs through the bloody battlefield. She looks for wounded soldiers. The sounds of cannons thundering and the moans of the injured fill the air. She finds William, a young soldier of the Union, seriously wounded. His eyes show fear and despair. With her strong and kind hands, Megan treats the wounds of William. While she takes care of him, a good friendship is born. She tells him about her house and her family in the North. She also shares courageous stories about difficult times. At night, Megan risks her life to help William to escape from the prisoner's field. They run away, hiding in the enemy's patrol. Despite of the adversities, they find help and desire to go back home. Megan and William leave to see the end of the war and finally return to their families. Their love survives the conflict, providing that in the darkness circumstances, humanity and mutual care can prevail. Texto no passado. In 1865, Megan, a courageous nurse of the American Civil War, ran through the bloody battlefield. She looked for wounded soldiers. The sounds of cannons thundering and the moans of the injured filled the air. She found William, a young soldier of the Union, seriously wounded. His eyes showed fear and despair. With her strong and kind hands, Megan treated the wounds of William. While she took care of him, a good friendship was born. She told him about her house and her family in the North. She also shared the courageous stories about difficult times. On the night of 1865, Megan risked her life to help William to escape from the prisoner's field. They ran away, hiding in the enemy's patrol. Despite their adversities, they found help and desired to go back home. Megan and William lived to see the end of the war and finally returned to their families. Their love survived the conflict, providing that in the darkness circumstances, humanity and mutual care could prevail. Texto no futuro. Megan, a new courageous nurse of the American Civil War, will run through the bloody battlefield. She will look for wounded soldiers. She needs to know that the sound of cannons thundering and the moans of the injured will fill the air. She will find many men, young soldiers of the Union, seriously wounded. Their eyes will show fear and despair. With her strong and kind hands, Megan will treat the wounds of those men. While she takes care of them, a good friendship will be born. She will tell them about her house and her family in the North. She will also share courageous stories about difficult times. In some moments, Megan will have to risk her life to help soldiers escape from the prisoner's field. They will have to run away, hiding in the enemy's patrol. Despite their adversities, they will find help and desire to go back home. Megan and the soldiers will live to see the end of the war and finally return to their families. The love will survive the conflict, providing that in the darkness circumstances, humanity and mutual care can prevail.
Gostaria de fazer um convite para você se inscrever no canal, ativar o sininho de notificações na opção todas, e se você quer se aprofundar na questão da pronúncia, se você quer seguir uma estratégia que vai te levar do ponto A para o ponto B para que você seja capaz de estudar inglês sozinho, com as próprias pernas, através de um método, gostaria de te convidar para você acessar o meu e-book Destravando o Dom de Falar Inglês, que vai ficar aqui na descrição do vídeo, e nos vemos numa próxima aula.